very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, where we get you the day's top stories. I'm Tracy Shilshi. Let's start with Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a two-day visit to Gujarat, launches 6 projects off the Kandla port in the Kutch district, praises Kutch for becoming the fastest growing district. Special CBI court sentences former coal secretary H.C. Gupta and 2 officials to 2-year imprisonment in the coal scam case. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley files a fresh defamation suit against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, seeks 10 crores as damages over objectionable word being used by lawyer Ram Jethmalani. And US President Donald Trump arrives in Israel for a 2-day visit, says a rare opportunity exists to bring peace to the region ahead of his meetings with Palestine leaders. Top story this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his 2-day visit to his home state of Gujarat on Monday. On the first day, the Prime Minister laid the foundation stones for several developmental projects at Kandla port. Modi also inaugurated the Narmada Canal pumping station on the Kutch branch canal of near Bhachau's town in Kutch district. And this is the Prime Minister's 3rd visit to Gujarat this year ahead of the crucial assembly elections to be held later this year.
Arriving in Gujarat on his 3rd visit in 5 months, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of 6 projects of the Kandla Port Trust on Monday. The projects are worth 993 crore rupees. Addressing the public, the Prime Minister said the Kutch region was the country's fastest growing districts, despite suffering unimaginable losses in the devastating earthquake in 2001. He also added that the Kandla port has the potential to play an important role in India's economy, as it has emerged as one of the most important ports in Asia. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister will attend the ongoing annual general meeting of the African Development Bank in Gandhinagar. He will also meet delegates on the sidelines of the AGM. Also attending the meeting is Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, who will chair the meeting of the Board of Governors of the African Development Bank. Over 3,000 delegates from 81 member countries are attending the conclave, which is being held in India for the first time. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Security forces today recovered arms and ammunition from the forest areas of Handwara of Jammu and Kashmir's Kupwara district. Army personnel recovered a pistol, 2 pistol magazines, 40 rounds of ammunition and binoculars. A brief encounter took place between security forces and terrorists on Sunday, in which 3 army jawans were martyred along the line of control in Nogam sector. 4 terrorists were also killed in the gun battle that started on Saturday. Amid the ongoing unrest in the valley, Home Minister Rajnath Singh had asserted yesterday that the Modi government will find a permanent solution to the Kashmir problem. Meanwhile, in another development, the BJP strongly opposed a bid by the opposition to hold a national conclave on Kashmir in the first week of June. The Kashmir conclave has been called to address the ongoing protests in the valley.
Kashmir issue is concerned, if the opposition feels that this is a very important issue, as they say, then naturally, rather than speaking in different voices, they should all be speaking unanimously in the same voice. They should concur with the voice of the government, and we should all stand together. We always have maintained that Kashmir is an integral part of India, and Bharatiya Janata Party till its last breath will fight for that, and we stand by the people of Kashmir. But the confusion that the opposition parties are creating by saying that the separatists are also stakeholder is something that we contest. We firmly believe that the stakeholders in Jammu and Kashmir are those who believe in the constitution of the country. We should not speak differently. We should all be united on this issue.
Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray on Monday urged the Election Commission to bar the Prime Minister and Chief Ministers from addressing election campaign rallies. Addressing a rally at Panvel in Maharashtra, Thackeray accused ruling parties of not fulfilling election promises as well. Taking a dig at the Maharashtra government, Shiv Sena Chief blamed that Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis announced a package of 6,500 crore rupees for the Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation but not a single rupee has reached it after the elections. Thackeray also said that promises made by a ruling party has a different implication, unlike those made by other parties. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has deferred the Rajya Sabha biennial elections, which were scheduled for the 8th of June. As per the earlier plan, 10 Rajya Sabha seats from Goa, Gujarat and West Bengal were scheduled to go to polls next week. The term of 10 Rajya Sabha members, including Union Minister Smriti Irani, CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury and Trinamool Congress leader Derek O'Brien, is due to end later this year. Of the 10 retiring members, 4 are from the Trinamool Congress, 3 from the Congress, 2 from the BJP and 1 from the CPIM. Former West Bengal Congress President Manas Bhunia and ex-GNLF leader Shanta Chetri are among the 5 Trinamool Congress candidates announced for the Rajya Sabha seats from the state. TMC has renominated 3 of its sitting RS members, including Derek O'Brien. The Yogi Adityanath government in Uttar Pradesh has reportedly decided to end minority quota under the various schemes lodged by former Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav. Around 20% quota was fixed for 85 schemes during the Samajwadi Party regime. Now, according to reports, the move is in line with the BJP's election announcement that claimed that the party will end caste-based appeasement in the state. Akhilesh Singh's dream project, Samajwadi's smartphone Yojana, was also scrapped by the new government in April.
जो भी चीजें चलती हैं सामाजिक तौर पर आप आज क्या परिस्थितियां हैं, आज किस चीज की आवश्यकता, किस चीज की जरूरत है, वो जरूरत की चीज उनको पहुंचना चाहिए, ना कि कोई एक बिला वजह के लिए हमें कोटा तय कर दें कि नहीं साहब हम आए हैं सरकार में तो हमने कोटा तय कर दिया और उस कोटे का लाभ उनको नहीं पहुंचा। वहां पर एक टीम बन गई और उसने भ्रष्टाचार किया उस कोटे के नाम पर, तो वो चीज नहीं होना चाहिए। जो जायज तरीके से पहुंचाने वाला लाभ है अल्पसंख्यक को, वो अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय को पहुंचेगा और उसके लिए सरकार प्रतिबद्ध है, उसमें कोई सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है।
अभी तो इन्होंने कहा है कि कैबिनेट में उसको मंजूरी देंगे, देखते हैं किन योजनाओं में किसको लाभ मिला है किसको नहीं मिला है, जो जांच का विषय है वो है। बहुजन समाज पार्टी का ये कहना है कि कोई भी चीज या कोई भी विषय आप विकास के नाम पे करें, ना कि भेदभाव के नाम पे, धर्म के नाम पे, जाति के नाम पे। बहुजन समाज पार्टी इसके सख्त खिलाफ है।
Sacked Delhi Minister Kapil Mishra on Monday lashed out at Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for being silent on the corruption allegations against him. Arvind Kejriwal has already rubbished the allegations levelled by Kapil Mishra. The Aam Aadmi Party national convener maintains that the allegations do not merit a response, as even his opponents were refusing to buy them. Hitting out at Mishra without naming him, Kejriwal said that it pains to be backstabbed by his own people. Mishra had alleged that Kejriwal was linked to a hawala scam and received 2 crore rupees in cash from shell companies.
पहली बार ऐसी राजनीति किसी ने इस देश में की है कि जेल से बाहर है, इसका मतलब वो ईमानदार है। तो जेल में तो शीला दीक्षित जी भी नहीं है, जेल में सुरेश कलमाणी भी नहीं है, जेल में रेड्डी भी नहीं है, जेल में दाऊद इब्राहिम भी नहीं है। तो अरविंद केजरीवाल की इस नई राजनीति के हिसाब से ये सारे लोग ईमानदार हैं।
पिछले कुछ दिनों में खूब आरोप लगाए गए मेरे खिलाफ, मनीष सिसोदिया के खिलाफ, सतिंदर जैन के खिलाफ, पार्टी के खिलाफ, फंडिंग को लेके बिल्कुल बेबुनियाद आरोप, कोई सबूत नहीं, कुछ नहीं, बस कीचड़ फेंक रहे थे।
The Indian Railways luxury train service Tejas Express was launched today. Railways Minister Suresh Prabhu flagged off the service between Mumbai and Goa. The train that started from Mumbai's Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus will reach Goa's Karmali station in 9 hours. Tejas Express is equipped with modern facilities like CCTV cameras, Wi-Fi and smoke and fire detection system. On-board facilities will include tea and coffee vending machines, snack tables and magazines, besides entertainment and local cuisine. The semi-high-speed train will run between Mumbai and Karmali 5 days a week during its non-monsoon schedule and 3 days a week during the monsoons. Bookings for the train started on Sunday. Tejas Express's executive class fare has been fixed at 2,680 rupees with food and 2,525 without food. For the AC chair car, the fare is 1,280 rupees with food and 1,155 without it. However, passengers will also have an option of availing on-board catering services. With that, a look at what else is making news across the country in Nationwide. A special CBI court sentenced former coal secretary H.C. Gupta and two senior officials in a coal scam case to a 2-year imprisonment. A fine of 1 lakh each was also imposed on them. The court also imposed a fine of 1 crore rupees on the convicted private firm Kamal Sponge Steel and Bar Limited, while its managing director Pawan Kumar Ahluwalia was awarded a 3-year jail term. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has filed a fresh defamation suit against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, seeking 10 crore rupees after his lawyer Ram Jethmalani allegedly used an objectionable word against Jaitley in court last week. Jethmalani made the comment on the 17th of May during cross-examination. It was the second defamation case filed by Jaitley against Kejriwal. The Delhi High Court today sought responses from former Telecom Minister Dayanidhi Maran, his brother and industrialist Kalanidhi Maran, and others on a CBI plea challenging their discharge in the Aircel Maxis graft case. Justice I.S. Mehta issued the notices on the CBI against the 2nd of February order of a special court, discharging all the accused in the case. The High Court meanwhile asked the Maran brothers to respond to the plea and fix the matter for hearing on the 29th of August. The country's largest aerospace and defense company, Israel Aerospace Industries, on Sunday said that Israel will supply advanced long-range air and missile defense systems to 4 Indian Navy ships under a $630 million deal. The deal will be jointly executed with Bharat Electronics Limited. The announcement of the deal comes ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's likely visit to Israel in July. A quick break here. We'll be back with the top international stories in a bit. Stay with us.
Gyan Chopper is the ancient version of Indian snakes and ladders. This intriguing game was popular among the old, the young, and the rulers as well. The chopper has its origin in the Jain philosophy. It tells the story of virtue, symbolized by the ladders, rewarded, while the vices shown by the snakes are punished. Each square, in turn, also narrates a message of wisdom.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. Let's continue getting you more news. And in fact, in international news, China today said that there was no change in its stance on admission of non-proliferation treaty states into the NSG, effectively dismissing India's chances of entering the 48-member elite club at its crucial meeting next month. China's support is crucial for India as new membership in the NSG is guided by the consensus principle. In response to a question, a Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said that China's position on the non-NPT members' participation in the NSG has not changed. Following, of course, India's application to the NSG, Pakistan too has submitted its membership bid with China's backing. While India's bid is backed by the US and several Western countries, China maintains that new members must sign the Non-Proliferation Treaty. India, of course, has refused to sign the NPT as it considers it discriminatory. Following India's boycott of the One Belt, One Road Forum held in Beijing last week, analysts feel that China's position on India's entry in the NSG will be further hardened. An Indian national was arrested in Pakistan on Sunday for reportedly not carrying complete travel documents. Sheikh Nabi Ahmed was arrested from the F8 sector in Pakistan's capital city of Islamabad. He has been booked under the Foreigners Act and sent to judicial custody for a fortnight. The Mumbai-based businessman allegedly could not produce any document when the police demanded to check his visa after he told them that he was an Indian national. Pakistan is reportedly yet to inform the Indian High Commission. The arrest comes days after the International Court of Justice stayed the execution of Indian national Kulbhushan Jadhav, who was sentenced to death by a Pakistani military court on charges of involvement in espionage and sabotage activities against the country.
भारत सरकार कार्रवाई करेगी, लेकिन इस समय पाकिस्तान की मति भ्रम हो गई है और दिशाहीन हो चुका है। पाकिस्तान को समझना चाहिए इस प्रकार के काम को नहीं करना चाहिए। इससे उसको बार-बार उसके करारा उसके तमाचा लग रहा है, इसलिए इन सब चीजों से पाकिस्तान को बचना चाहिए।
US President Donald Trump arrived in Israel on Monday for a two-day visit with the hope of reviving peace talks between Israel and Palestine. Trump said that there was a rare opportunity to bring peace to the region ahead of his meetings with leaders of both the nations. Earlier, of course, the US president wrapped up his two-day visit to Saudi Arabia, where he addressed the Arab Islamic Youth in Riyadh, and Trump called on Arab nations to fight terrorism within their borders. He also urged Islamic leaders to take a stand against violence in the name of religion.
US President Donald Trump arrived in Israel on Monday amid hopes of reviving peace talks between Israel and Palestine. The US President said there was a rare opportunity to bring peace to the region. Describing the Israeli-Palestinian peace agreement as the ultimate deal, Trump said both sides needed to hold direct talks. In his two-day stop, Trump will also hold talks with both Israeli and Palestinian leaders.
We have before us a rare opportunity to bring security and stability and peace to this region and to its people, defeating terrorism and creating a future of harmony, prosperity, and peace. But we can only get there working together. There is no other way.
Donald Trump met Israeli President Reuven Rivlin and discussed the challenges ahead. He also warned of the threat posed by Iran if it acquired nuclear weapons. He later prayed at the Jerusalem Western Wall.
Most importantly, the United States and Israel can declare with one voice that Iran must never be allowed to possess a nuclear weapon, never, ever, and must cease its deadly funding, training, and equipping of terrorists and militias. And it must cease immediately.
Earlier, Trump wrapped up his two-day visit to Saudi Arabia. On Sunday, he met leaders of more than 50 Arab nations at a summit to discuss radicalization. Calling Islam one of the world's greatest faiths, Trump said US was not at war with it. Defining the battle against terrorists as a battle between good and evil, he urged Muslim-majority countries to do their share in the fight against Islamist extremism.
The nations of the Middle East will have to decide what kind of future they want for themselves, for their country. It's a choice between two futures, and it is a choice America cannot make for you. A better future is only possible if your nations drive out the terrorists and drive out the extremists.
Arab leaders also expressed the need of combating extremism in the region.
Terrorist groups do not inhabit the fringes of Islam. They are altogether outside of Islam. They are Khawarij, outlaws of Islam. And Arabs and Muslims make up, as you pointed out, sir, the majority of their victims.
Muslims all over the world should unite. Unite to enhance Ukhuwah Islamiyah, Islamic brotherhood. The unity of Muslims is the key to success of combating terrorism.
Trump is on a 9-day foreign visit to the Middle East and Europe. His first foreign trip after taking office will end on Saturday after visits to the Vatican, Brussels and Sicily. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's get you more international news updates in Global Buzz. 25 people were injured in a bomb blast at the Phramong Tuklao Hospital in Bangkok on Monday. Hospital is popular with soldiers and their families and retired military officers. Monday is the anniversary of the military coup that toppled a democratically elected government. So far, no group has claimed responsibility for the blast. Gunmen in Kabul attacked a guest house, killing a German woman and beheading an Afghan guard. The attackers targeted a guest house run by a Swedish NGO, Operation Mercy. A second woman from Finland is missing and has possibly been kidnapped. EU governments agreed a common Brexit negotiating plan on Monday. Ministers from the 27 other EU states met in Brussels to sign off on a common strategy and mandate the EU executive. They renewed their directives that they would not open talks on a post-Brexit trade deal until London agrees to settle what it owes the Union. Michel Barnier is appointed as the chief Brexit negotiator. Barnier said that he expected first meeting with British officials and it will be on the 19th of June. The strategy and mandate were adopted unanimously. Hundreds of Syrian rebels and their families left the last opposition-held district of Homs on Sunday. According to Barazi, nearly 3,000 people left in the final phase of the evacuation of insurgents from Al-Wair. This completed a deal that brought the whole city under president's control for the first time since the war began. And now let's get you all the latest from the world of sports in Sports Beat. India lost to Denmark 1-4 in their opening match of the Sudirman Cup Mixed Team Championship. India lost the first three ties, the mixed doubles, the men's singles and men's doubles, to go down 0-3 in the five-match rubber. PV Sindhu's win was the only bright spot as she won her women's singles match, making it 1-3. India will next face former champions Indonesia. Indian squash player Harinder Pal Sandhu beat Mohammad Shafi Kamal of Malaysia in the Makati Open. Sandhu beat his opponent 11-5, 11-7, 11-7. It was the sixth career title for second-seeded Sandhu and second successive PSA event final in the space of just a month. Indians Dvivij Sharan and Purav Rajya won the Tennis Bordeaux Challenger Trophy. Third-seeded pair defeated the fourth-seeded Mexican-Kiwi combination of Santiago Gonzalez and Artem Sitak of New Zealand, 6-4, 6-4. This year, Dvivij and Rajya have mostly played on the ATP World Tour, and it was only their fourth tournament on the Challenger Tour. Real Madrid claimed their first La Liga title in 5 years as they beat Malaga 2-0 in the final league game. Needing just a point to win the title, Cristiano Ronaldo gave them an early lead before Karim Benzema doubled it just after half-time. Madrid beat out Barcelona at the top of the table by 3 points as the Catalans came from behind with a 4-2 victory over Eibar. Alexander Zverev beat world number 2 Novak Djokovic 6-4, 6-3 to win the Italian Open. Zverev became the youngest winner of the Masters 1000 tournament and controlled the play from the back of the court with his fluid two-handed backhand and heavy forehand. Djokovic, who looked dominant in the semi-final match against Dominic Thiem, was unable to recapture the same form against Zverev. That's all we have for you in the news tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.